Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Christine's Colorings. And I probably have my Christmas music a little too loud here. Let me turn it down. We're going to talk about a few things today. One will be a trick I just learned, or a tip, or whatever you want to call it. The other thing is, on Amazon, these were down to around $245, $248. So I bought myself a Christmas gift and got the full set with the blenders. I have already opened them and done some things with them, but we'll check them out together today. Uh-oh, they're already gone. They have all been swatched in place, but what was really neat about I just wanted to show off the box a little bit. It is so nice that it has these little dividers and it's all foam, each pencil carefully packaged. The bottom of the tray is also foam. I thought that was just fantastic. And of course, I believe I left the blender pencils in here, and I think CARAN is going to actually stop making them. So I've got a couple of extra ones for the future because I really do like their blender pencils. They're great for some sets, some of my pencil sets, and I really enjoy them. I still use my Prismacolor pencil set too, but you know, all in all, blender pencils are a great thing. So finally, though, I'll get a few of those pencils out here for you. So many different colors, like this one's apricot, so it's kind of a really light orange. And then we got bismuth yellow, and then golden bismuth yellow, and yellow ochre. And there's a reason these four are out today. Let me put them down here, put a blocker. Things like to roll off onto the floor. And we have a kitten in the house now, so I don't want her to catch them and tear them up. They're very expensive. So finally, I got a printer. And this was the first page I printed out, and I started coloring her last week. After I brought the printer home and finally figured it out. And I printed her out on the Strathmore paper. I believe it's the 68 pound. I'll be right back. Let me go check. Oh, I'm sorry. Spring Hill paper. And it's 80 pound. It's the Spring Hill paper and it's 80 pound. I got it on sale on Amazon for like $6 for like literally hundreds of sheets. It was worth it. It has a little bit more tooth than most of the paper, especially in the coloring books that you get from Amazon. There we go. Apricot can go at the end. And we'll color a little leaf here on this one. I've got quite a bit more to go today, which I'm very excited about. So we'll start here with my bismuth yellow. The only downside to the particular printer I got, and I can't complain because it was free. It came from my mother's apartment. It was buried in the back of a corner in her living room, and as we were cleaning out, and I saw it, and I brought it home, turned it on, and by golly, this thing had never been used. I don't know what she bought it for or why, but it had never been used. She had a ream of paper. She had never put the ink cartridges in, so I put the ink cartridges in. Haven't figured out how to hook it up to Wi-Fi because it came with no instructions. But I did find some online, so I'll be figuring that out here soon. Right now, I'm just having a great time finally getting my Spring Hill paper used. It's finally become useful, and I'm coloring this lovely lady. It's named While Sunflowers Bloom. It's by CARAN. It's out of her Fairy and Fantasy Book 2 grayscale. Now, and then this did completely print out, as you can see, in grayscale. I mean, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's some spots here where I had to take my my Faber-Castell black pencil, my favoriteest black pencil in the whole wide world. I love that pencil more than anything, and carefully re-outline some of the lighter spots because the printer just didn't pick up the lines, which is fine. Like I said, I'm not going to complain because I didn't pay a thing for this printer. So I'm more than happy to have it in my life. And you know, kind of think of my mom when I'm printing out things, I guess. We just think of the strangest things in our lives here. But the CARAN Dash Luminance, they are a wax-based pencil. They're very soft and creamy. Oh, I love these pencils. And it really kind of was a toss-up between the Luminance and the Lightfast from Derwent. Both of them I really enjoyed with the smaller sets that I got. I held on to that hope that I would get a full set of Luminance someday. And when they dropped like that in price, I got the little burrs. You only live once, I guess. And I add a little bit of the apricot just to put a little bit of texture into each of these petals here. I think it looks neat. Kind of gives it a soft pinkish orange glow with all the yellow. Because I don't think yellow's, I mean, even though yellow could be a bright and pretty color, I don't think that it just stands out like the other colors. Like these blues are so vibrant and they're so in your face, and then these reddish browns, and then this light color for my highlights. It just, mwah, even the skin tone stands out. Yellows, for some reason, just, to me, have never stood out. I don't know if they stand out for you or not, guys. But they kind of don't for me. And I'm just doing some touch-ups on that petal I did last night here. And then we'll finish off this one. And the nice thing about the spring heel paper is you can layer and layer and layer and layer. It takes a lot of layers. Trust me, my poor little right hand knows it takes a lot. It could take a lot of layers. There we go. We'll do another petal here. What the hey? I'm not sure what I'm going to color the middle. I know it's not going to be black, and it's not going to be like a reddish brown. And that's another thing about the Luminance. They have as many browns, I swear. I didn't count them exactly, but it sure looks like they have as many browns as the Prismacolor set does greens. Of course, nobody beats the Black Widows in number of greens. Speaking of which, I got an update on my shipment for the Dragon pencils. I should be getting them, I think it said Monday on Amazon. So I ordered 2 sets because I already have 2 sets of everything else of the Black Widow pencils. And I love having a second set, so I know that they will be around for a long, long time. I have officially resigned myself to the label of pencil collector, because I have tons of pencils that are just perfectly good. Just as good as these Luminance. Like the Prismacolors are just as good as the Luminance. Luminance, whatever. And I still had to have the Luminance. Something about having the world's most expensive pencils. Artist grade. Actual pencils that don't have a Gucci name or whatever name where they charge you $1,000 for 20 pencils in their special little Gucci bag. And the pencils Crayolas are a better quality. Let's put it that way. I mean, if I'm going to pay $800 for 20 pencils, those suckers better color for me. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to do a test page, and I don't know why I picked her, but I did. Her hair was, I've got carpal tunnel really bad, and her hair was hard, guys. It was very, very difficult. I'm going to put a little bit more apricot in this. There we go. Almost kind of like, not quite veins, but maybe almost kind of like creates a visual of almost like a see-through petal. Like some of her brown hair is reflecting through the back of the petal. I think that's why I liked it so much. Here, let me move my mono eraser back here. Then go ahead and do one more. What the hey? Where's my napkin? My other napkin. There it is. A lot of people use a piece of paper or like a colorist glove or artist glove, whatever you want to call it, to cover their work while they're using it. I use a napkin because it serves several purposes. One, it helps you not to smudge your colors. Two, if you spill something, you can clean it up real quick. Three, if you're using paints, like I do sometimes, I've branched out beyond just colored pencils and markers and gel pens. So I use paints now. I have both acrylics and some watercolor paints. And I could blame that on the Derwent ink tints because I loved them so much. Anyway, it helps to be able to have somewhere that I could just take and wipe my brush off real quick if I need to. And then, of course, my last video, I'd already had tons of new things. You know, speaking of the paints, I had the Spring Hill paper, and I got some new coloring books, one of which was this Fairy and Fantasy grayscale. I just got in a mood to kind of do some realism here and there, and I had never had a one in Christine's books before, so, you know, 1 and 1 make 2, right guys? And here I'm just kind of like trying to dull down the darker spots of gray, and then with the medium color, and then I kind of outline the edges with the medium color, which is the golden bismuth yellow. And then the yellow ochre is my dark yellow, so I will make my shadows with it right there. And hopefully you can see them. Like I said, it's yellow. I just don't trust it to be a vibrant color, especially on film. And then we'll put a little bit of apricot in here. And then, of course, the apricot I put in there, to me, always looks really heavy. So I come back again with the regular bismuth yellow and kind of blend it all in. There is no doubt in my mind that I could add more layers. Just for the sake of time, though, I'm cutting it kind of short here as far as layer. But yeah, we could definitely add more layers here. And then, of course, I'm going to put this up here real quick. And then I'm going to get these sharpened and put them over there on top of that. And we'll get on to our next fun item on the list. And, of course, these sharpened beautifully in my Doll 133. I cannot thank Pamela enough for her YouTube channel, Pamela's Passion for Pencils, because she has taught me so much, so very, very much. It is not even funny. Okay, so another thing I learned to do is get my toned tan paper, cut it down to letter paper size, and voila! We have printed out a picture from Kayomi Harai, I think. If I butchered her name, I'm sorry, especially if she sees this. I'm sorry. And if she does happen to see this video, please comment and tell me how to say your name correctly. And because you make some of the cutest little kitten books. Speaking of which is Santa's Kitty Helpers. And as you can see, the colors do show up a little bit different on tone tan paper. And I do have the picture upside down because right now I'm doing the berries and the leaves. And I'm using my Artezas, or Artezas, however you guys want to say it, because I actually just got the idea last night to start, cutting down my tone tan paper. That's why you see it kind of messy up here. And printing out a page. Not necessarily, I mean, it's kind of grayscale because Kayomi did put grayscale in the kitties, which didn't really show up very well on the tone tan, but I'm not gonna, like I said, it was a free printer. I'm not gonna complain. But I wanted to do this after watching another one of Pamela's videos where she was doing something with tone tan paper, and printing out a picture and coloring it, and it just looks so pretty. It looks so different. It's like a whole new thing here. And then she was also using the Artezas, and I thought, well, what a great idea. I'm not going to use the darkest one since this one doesn't have any veins. And I don't feel like drawing them in. So I was like, I'm going to see how right she is. I didn't doubt for a second she was right. But I wanted to see how right she was about the Artezas working so well on this paper. And she is like mega right. Mega, mega, mega right. And of course got my little brush to brush away crumbs. And then let's see here. I'm still not that decisive about where my light source comes from. I'm sure that'll come with time and practice, that I'll finally pick it up. There. Until then, I just kind of pick a place to put the highlight color and the medium color. I mean, I know where the dark color is going. With the highlight, the medium are always up in the air. And of course, when you use the medium color here, it starts making the veins in the leaves disappear. It's probably making it really disappear on camera, because I can barely see it here. Of course, I do need glasses too, so, you know, it could be that too, as well. Oh, shoot. Anyway, while we're coloring a couple of these leaves here, I'm hoping everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving. For those who were celebrating that yesterday. And I hope you got really, really stuffed. I'm still full a day later. And then this will be my dark color. And for those who celebrate Christmas, I hope your shopping is already done, because it was crazy out there. The last store we went to when we were getting stuff for our new little kitty, who was found at a car wash, so we named her Bubbles, naturally. But they didn't have any scoops for the litter pan. And I don't feel like spending $100 on a self-scooping litter pan that'll probably scare the snot out of the kitten anyway. She's just a baby. But I had to go out today, and I went ahead and got a couple other little things. Like, since we've got a kitten, I went and got out a little Christmas ornament that comes with its own little marker that you could put your kitty's name and how old they are. I'll have to hold off on her age until after Thursday the 2nd, because I'm guessing she's like 6 weeks old, but she could be older, she could be younger. I once found a kitty at a library that was like 2.5 months old, and I swear she didn't look 4 weeks old. She was so tiny. And she currently resides with my boyfriend. Her name is Electra, after the E.C. Doran Library here in Dayton, Ohio. Yeah. Electra Doran. If any of you have heard of her. Probably not. She's more of a Dayton history type person. Anyway, let's do one more little leaf. I love doing holly. Oh, got a couple little spots here. Get those. And then kind of pull the color forward for it. One thing I've noticed is that I don't really see the colors getting pulled forward, like the medium shade getting pulled by the light shade, unless I'm using my Prismas, or my Derwent Lightfast, or my CARAN Dash Luminance. Everybody else, I don't know if it's actually pulling it or not. I can't see. I can't tell. I hope it is. I hope it's making it look really pretty. I mean, it looks pretty to me. Where'd my eraser go? Did I knock it off already? Nope, there it is. Okay. There we go. And I probably have already shown the next thing I'm going to bring up after I finish this leaf. But I'm going to show it again just for a aesthetics purposes mostly, to compare it to what I did with my own thing. Like, hey, here's Exhibit A, here's Exhibit B, kind of deal. Oh, see, now that one's coming out really nice. I need to put the light color in the middle on all of them. Because now I can really see the dark color. I mean, in all fairness, I picked two colors that were pretty similar as far as the medium and the dark tones go. And here soon, I'm going to have something where I set up a video with me painting. Let's see here, let me darken this up a little bit more. And sometimes if I don't feel it's dark enough, I just grab a random black. This one I'm going to grab the Polychromos black and pop in that shadow a little bit better. Alrighty, let me go ahead and tighten up these Artezas. Hey, and if anybody's interested, we could do like a color along. I have a lot of books. We could just collaborate together on what we want to do as far as what we're going to color. Or I could just pick something out and you could choose to follow along or not. It's up to you. Just keep in mind I'm still a beginner. I don't know. I know what I'm doing, but I don't know. I'm at that stage where I just know enough to get me in trouble. All right, then we have another thing here, and I know you've seen both of my swatch books. This was the one I was talking about in particular, especially since it shows Monarch. I just realized it's showing Monarch pencils. But I can do a coloring book log. That's just a small portion of them. Trust me, I got more. Way more. I could probably fill up at least 4 or 5 of these pages. But anyway, as you can see, I've gotten quite a few sets of pencils since the last time, or the time before last, because I know I did a video a couple of weeks ago too. But here we have the watercolors that I picked up. They're really pretty, and I actually have them down here because I've been using them to make some poinsettias. I have birds and a cat. Can't have real poinsettias in the house. But look at those. They're beautiful colors, and they're fun to use. They're fun and they're easy. But I had to swatch them out because all of these reds and all of these greens, I couldn't figure them out. Plus, I kept getting the purple mixed up with the green. So the reason it's in this order is because it's in the same exact order as all the paints. Sorry, I was probably out of camera shot there. My bad. Alrighty, and then of course I got the Spectrum Noir Aqua Blend colored pencils. They're watercolor pencils. They're not bad. They're not like fabulous. I can't use them on canvas even when I put gesso down, or gesso, however you want to say it. And over here you can see where I made a couple of colors of my own because there's no purples. So I'm like, purple is my favorite color. How did I buy a set of pencils with no purples? That's crazy. Then, of course, my Derwent Light Fasts. And I think that was a 24 set or a 30 set. 32 set. Something like that. It's not a very big set. I got it on sale. I wanted to try them. I really do love them. They're very soft and creamy. I just think they're beat by the luminance. By a hair. By a hair. And then, of course, a couple weeks ago when we did the Castle Arts Pastel Tints. And then this here is a swatch of some relatively cheap pencils that really aren't that bad. And I'm going to make a separate video with a couple of these pencils just to show you another trick that I learned from another YouTuber. And, of course, I'll name drop her as well in that video. But it's 120 pencils, but it's only 56 different colors. And they're called Sargent Arts. And the reason it says it's from Mom is because this is another little treasure I found in her apartment while we were cleaning it out. I found 2 complete sets of these pencils. So we've got 240 pencils with basically 112 different colors. Not different, but you know, per set is 112 together, but they're all just 56 colors with loads of, you know, extras, duplicates. And they're not bad colors. I think the burnt red and the cherry red look a lot alike. They're barely discernible. The same thing with the red orange and the burnt red. The cherry red looks just slightly oranger, but I really can't tell the difference between red orange and burnt orange. And again, it might be because I need glasses. Who knows? And then like light yellow and Sergeant Arts apricot look exactly the same. I just don't see a difference. You know, and then gray and silver, the only difference there is if you turn the page enough, you can see the silver, you know, metallic. But I'm not going to complain about them. They're a great set to use on my little book that I have over here for work when I'm at work. And I do pictures. Sorry, I'm doing this one in marker, and marker bleeds. I forgot that very important lesson and ruined one of the pictures in this book, but they're just bunches of books. I did those with the Derwent Light Fasts. I was testing them out. Did this with the gel pens. I did find that while the gel pens themselves don't leak, I don't know how this got wet because I haven't spilled anything, but I think the gel pens, after I was finished, still stayed somewhat wet and made an outline and made the back of the page wet. Who knows? But it doesn't affect the page before it. Dang. Okay, maybe it's just super dark ink. I don't know. But anyway, I colored these butterflies with the Sergeant Arts pencils. They're not super vibrant, and they're not, you know, anything to really write home about. But this is just a super easy book to use. Super easy, super big pictures. I can't wait to do that, Parrot. Just stuff to do while I'm at work. Especially this time of year when most of y'all are going to be calling in and driving me absolutely insane. I did this with my Caran Dash and my Monarchs because nobody has more greens than Monarchs. Trying to find the front of the book here so I could show you what it is. There it is. Okay. So it's large print, stress-free, easy color and frame. And I have only 30 pages left because I ruined that one. Duh. On me. Okay. So anyway, back to the swatch books. So I got the Sergeant Arts, and I'll use them and gel pens and markers to color in that large print book. Okay. And then, of course, we got the Caran Dash, and I put full set on there because I actually got the set of 20 before the pens, the set of 76 went down in price. And they actually had a couple of different colors that the 76 set didn't have. Like this, what's a who's it do's it purple. I'm not going to try to say that word. It's either that one or another purple. I can't remember. And I think Dark Indigo too was in the 20 cent. And there was one of the blues that wasn't in the 76 cent that was in the 20 set. And I think that was it, but it was just a couple of them. And then page 2. I didn't realize I found the olive brown last minute. My bad. Same thing with the violet gray. And then blank page, right? Well, I thought, I've got a printer. It's a free printer. I can use my Spring Hill paper. Lord knows I got hundreds of sheets of it. So here's what I'm going to do. All I'll need to do is get a hole punch in a folder, because even though I love this colorist companion book because it's got so many different things you could do, coloring page notes, it's got practice sheets in here somewhere. Lots of coloring pages notes. I wish I had this many of the swatch pages. Goodness gracious. Oh, there they are. Blending and shading practice. And the paper's not super cheap or anything. I mean, I could feel a little bit of what I call the grit or the tooth or whatever in there. It's not bad. And I really do like it. And it's got some blending pages. Although I don't know if I'll actually use these or not. I might. I'm not sure. because I like to put blend like what I did with the Spectrum Noirs. I like to put that stuff on the page with the pencils themselves. But you never know. Oh, here we go. There was a practice one right there. The Prismacolors. So I might use it in a blending chart. I haven't figured that one out yet. But anyway, the color swatch page is what we're going to kind of focus on today. So it's not the best copy, and these are for personal use only. And it's kind of like a tip and trick I learned all by myself. Yay! Something I can do by myself. If you get this book and you find the same thing I find, or there's just not enough pages, and you don't mind putting a little bit of money into a hole punch, and you've already got a printer, and make sure you get you some good paper. It doesn't have to be Spring Hill, but that's what I got. And of course, I didn't cut the page out. I just stuck it on the scanner part, and so it's a little uneven, but it's uneven on this side, which isn't going to bother me at all. And it's a little smushy because, again, cheap printer. But I'm not going to complain. Like I said, I'll probably say it 100 more times that I'm not going to complain. And these are just a few sheets that I've printed out. I think I've printed out a total of 6 sheets to start with. And the reason I'm doing this is because even though I have this coloring chart with all of my other pencils already swatched out, pencils and gel pens and such, it's used up. Ooh, and I can't wait to do the video short because it's going to work on the Colors too. And you guys are going to absolutely love it. At least I hope you are. But yeah, I've got all the rest of my pencils in here. And this was neat. And it served a really good purpose. It actually, I enjoyed it because it had longer lines that you could write the name in. Because some of these pencil makers obviously think they need to name their pencils What's a Who's It Purple. And I don't know how to say that orange, you know. But anyway, I wanted to do a comparison since I already started re-swatching. And I restarted swatching my Faber-Castell Polychromos. And I got up to the yellows. And I just kind of wanted to do a comparison here. Like here, look at Pompey and Red. Look at the difference. Because this is cheap Amazon paper. And while, again, it's not bad, just look at the difference. And then here's like cadmium red. Where's that other light cadmium red? Might have not even got that. I sure as the snot did not get like cadmium red in here. I must have gotten a hurry. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I got in a hurry. It's on the back. Now that's pretty similar. And Pale Geranium Lake. It's pretty similar. But it's got the longer swatch thing, so if you wanted to, you could do light, medium, and heavy pressure. I'm only interested in light and heavy and what they look like. But even some of the oranges here, the oranges look brighter than they do over here. And even the yellows look brighter. I mean, these are pretty bright, but these look brighter. So I'm like, heck yeah, that's what we're going to do. Plus, I can put them in kind of a different order where, like, you have, like, 2 or 3 versions of the same name, like light cadmium red and middle cadmium red. You can put them together, and you can see the differences between them. Like pink carmine, burnt carmine, and permanent carmine. Excuse me. You can see that those are very different from each other, even though they have a similar name. I did that too with my Caran d'Ache ones that I had just purchased when I swatched them. But anyway, hopefully this video wasn't too long because I'm going to make another one right after this. It's a little bit short. It's going to show you my trick. I just have to get a blank piece of paper and do some prep work first. And stay tuned for that video because it's got some really, really good tips. Or a good tip on budget pencils. especially really cheap budget pencils like the Zenicolor and the Sargent Arts. Hopefully you guys are going to really, really love it, especially if you're looking at all of us YouTubers and colorists who are running around with the CARAN Dash Luminance and the Derwent Lightfast and the Faber-Castell Polychromos and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, please like this video if you enjoyed it. It'll help get it out so I can get a little bit more popular and maybe get some more subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. And if you have any requests, please mention them in the comments below. And also too, if you have any questions or you have any suggestions or something you'd like to see on one of my videos, just comment below and let me know. And until then, thank you so much for stopping by and joining my channel. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a very happy holidays, no matter which holiday you celebrate.